You are in the story of the darkest hour, and in front of you is a grotesque sight. Tigerstar is conducting a purge of clan cats with half-clan or kitty pet ancestry, and the culmination of this event results in the grisly death of RiverClan's deputy, Stonefur. Now, this isn't the first instance of this kind of bigotry in the series, and in fact, as is the case with much of what we see in The Darkest Hour, the seed of this event was planted at the very beginning of the series in Into the Wild. It's a pretty memorable scene where Firepaw is introduced to Sandpaw, and she pretty cruelly dismisses him for being a former kitty pet. Unlike other questions Firepaw's had to deal with to this point regarding his commitment and his practical ability to be a warrior, Sandpaw's really just insulting him and declaring him lesser than herself at this point without any real consideration for Firepaw's ability, or feelings for that matter. Presumably, she just watched Firepaw attack and hold his own against a capable warrior in Longtail, so her comments can't really be from a place of doubt as to his abilities or character. What this really demonstrates in Sandpaw, and reflects upon a common attitude in the clans as a whole, is an unmerited, snobbish pride in being a clan cat. This point really gets emphasized throughout the first arc, and really culminates in both the hatred and ultimate thematic affirmation we see in The Darkest Hour. Now, I want to caution what I see sometimes as an overemphasis on this particular facet of the series. I occasionally see people summarizing the theme of this arc as being about the dangers of and triumph over racism and hatred. These things are there and are important to be sure, but really the whole thing is a lot richer and more nuanced than just that. What I want to reinforce as my view on this arc, very simply, is the virtue of faith over pride. If you look at this chart here, on the screen presumably, you'll see mapped out all of the virtues and vices that stem from both faith and pride, and hopefully what you'll see is that Firestar's victory over Tigerstar and Scourge in The Darkest Hour is not just one of one faction over another, or undefined good versus evil, but truly a faithful worldview defeating a prideful one. And if you look right here, you'll see that hatred and feelings of intrinsic superiority really stem from this place of pride. So that being said, I think we should look at Sandpaw and others' initial attitudes towards Firepaw not as coming from ignorance or a bubble of hatred, but really stemming from this idea of clan cat pride. To understand where this comes from, we have to look back, as we often have, to the origin of the clans themselves. Now, obviously there's a whole series called Dawn of the Clans, which I haven't read, but I'm sure is really awesome. But one thing that the original history and secrets of the clans is good for is understanding the modern day clan cats' understanding of it. They obviously don't know or have the detail that's contained in the prequel series, so it's actually pretty reasonable to see the short history given here as representative of the actual story that they know and pass on. This makes even more sense when we consider that Sky Clan is missing from the story, meaning that it's an oral tradition that has changed over time. One of the things that's really striking in this story is the nature of StarClan's relationship with the clans. StarClan is something that is unique to the clan cats. They also have a binding covenant with the clan cats to award their leaders with 9 lives, and a code to follow as warrior cats that will allow them to live and be righteous. Now, when you think about this heritage, this fact that the warrior cats have special divine ancestors who grant them, and only them, special powers, you can see where a sense of superiority may set in. The clan cats are special, and they are chosen. When you think about it like that, so many of the conflicts we see in the original series begin to seem really natural flowing from this idea. Firepaw is despised by others because they believe that being born into the clans makes them special. Now, I don't want that point to be misunderstood. The cats who are born into the clans are special. They have an incredible privilege to be raised under StarClan's noble code and live the natural but ordered life of a warrior warrior. They patently have a better, more fulfilling life than kittypets and rogues precisely because of this. However, the problem we see with cats like Sandpaw and Longtail, and even going up to Tigerstar, is that they believe they themselves are better merely because of their birth status. There's a huge disconnect with the totality of their heritage that they have no sense of gratitude or appreciation for what they currently have. Their ancestors were wild and bloody, but were saved from themselves by StarClan. They were humbled and remade as noble warriors. These ancestors were no better or more warrior-like when they were born than Firepaw, or any cat for that matter. However, this entire transformation in character seems utterly lost on many current warriors. What the original series really drives home is that what makes these modern-day Alright, I gotta get water apparently because I can't talk.
Oh yeah. Let's go. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
What the original series... Oh wow. Now I'm all wet and everything's smacking when I talk. I was so perfect about 2 minutes ago. Okay. What the original series really... Yeah, you can just feel it. It's like, ugh, gosh, What the original series really drives home is that what makes these modern... I just screwed up the entire thing. All right, let's try that again. Let's backtrack this about 2 sentences, all right? Refocus the narrative. Let's go. However, this entire transformation in character seems utterly lost on many current warriors. What the original series really drives home is that what makes these modern-day warriors noble and righteous is not their nationality, but their personal character and how that aligns with their warrior national values. I did it. There we go. Oh, and here comes everybody's favorite part of my videos. I think a really good parallel to truly understand this theme can be found with the nation of Israel in the Bible. Yeah, you knew that was coming. In fact, History of the Clans reminds me quite a bit of Genesis, and I would probably be more surprised to find out that the writers didn't even consider the Bible when writing Secrets of the Clans than if they in fact did. The chaos and lawlessness of pre-clan cats reflects the depraved state of humanity outside of God's grace, and likewise, StarClan's covenant with the leaders and their clans is very much reminiscent of God's covenant with Abraham in chapters 15 and 17 of Genesis, to make him a father of many nations and to make an everlasting promise with his descendants through his son Isaac. Eventually this leads to the nation of Israel, and down the road, much like the clan-born warrior cats, they develop a striking sense of pride and arrogance about their status as Jews. The Apostle Paul takes this attitude to task in Romans chapter 2, saying, "But if you call yourself a Jew and rely on the law and boast in God and know his will and approve what is excellent, because you are instructed from the law, and if you are sure that you yourselves are a guide to the blind, a light to those who are in the darkness, an instructor of the foolish, a teacher of children, having in the law the embodiment of knowledge and truth. You then who teach others, do you not teach yourself? While you preach against stealing, do you not steal? You who say one must not commit adultery, do you commit adultery? You who abhor idols, do you rob temples? You who boast in the law dishonor God by breaking the law. For as it is written, the name of God is blasphemed among the Gentiles because of you. For no one is a Jew who is merely one outwardly, nor is circumcision outward and physical. But a Jew is one inwardly, and circumcision is a matter of the heart, by the Spirit, not by the letter. His praise is not from man, but from God." Now, I hope my inflections of emphasis really stressed where we see significant parallels here. These attitudes we see from cats like Sandpaw and Dustpaw and Longtail are not just ignorant, but remarkably complacent. None of them seem overly concerned about acting noble or righteous, and I think it's safe to conclude from their ungracious and snobbish behavior that they all just assume that they are noble and righteous, not because of how they act, but because of how they were born. They were born as warriors with the code of StarClan, with StarClan watching over them, with all of the powers and privileges that come with this. Just as how Paul said being a true Jew meant being one not just on the outside, but on the inside as well, the Erins, especially juxtaposing Firepaw's character with these others, are stressing that being a true warrior has everything to do with how one is on the inside, rather than just their worldly appearance. Firepaw's arc to becoming Firestar is one of embracing and embodying what it means to be a warrior in a way that none of the other clan-born cats could. This also ties in with Sandstorm's arc, where in befriending and eventually becoming Firestar's loyal mate, she fully transforms and comes to understand what being a warrior is all about. In becoming Firestar's mate, she very literally symbolizes the choice to marry the spirit of what it means to be a warrior, rather than the mere appearance of it. Firestar embodies warriorness, and Sandstorm chose him. It's just as thematic and symbolic as it is a literal plot progression. So yeah, next time you see somebody complaining about how cliche it is that Sandstorm got together with the main character in the end, have them consider that their relationship is most importantly the symbolic climax of Sandstorm's character arc in the series, and a key component of the entire thematic message of faithfulness to warriorness that is built up to and resolved in the darkest hour. And well, that's pretty cool. Wow, thank you guys for watching and bearing with me as I got through that. Boy, my throat was just being weird. Have you ever tried to talk with honey in your mouth and in your nose or whatever? That's what it felt like here. Not that I'm sick, it's just I haven't been drinking a lot because, I'm at home and I'm lazy and water's gross sometimes. And yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the artwork, as usual, that people gave me for this video. I'm pretty sure I retweeted all of it on Twitter, so please go check that out. And if you like their art, give them a nice message. And if you're one of those people who like buying art, then maybe commission these people. I'm sure they could use the money. And speaking of money, I'm a poor college student, so if you like this video and you think I'm cool or funny, or if you think I'm just terrible but you enjoy seeing me make a mockery of my life, then please consider supporting me on patreon.com/lizardwizard. That money goes to paying for my college expenses, food, books, class stuff, rent, all that stuff. And I can't tell you how much that really does help. I made quite a bit of money through it over the last year or so, and it's really invaluable. It's basically a little scholarship, essentially. So I really appreciate it. And if not, that's cool. Thank you all. Thank you for watching, nonetheless. So yeah, still working on, multiple videos and stuff. I hope your guys' Christmas, winter, holiday break, whatever you prefer, is going well. Yeah, 49ers fans, feeling pretty good right now. Anyways, guys, guys and gals, people, persons of interest, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.